Hi, everyone, and welcome to our Microsoft Pulse webcast where we go over the roadmap so you don't have to try to dig through it and figure things out on your own. Today we have the dynamic threesome here of Matthew Ruderman, Tamara Bredemus, and myself, Tom Duff. If you haven't been part of these shows in the past, what we do is we go through three categories and a fourth if it happens to occur, which this time it does. And the first one is in development. That's where Microsoft is coming up with the code and trying to put everything together for the particular roadmap item that's in question. Then we have rolling out. Rolling out means it's going out to the particular tenant to which it was intended. So if you're GCC or GCC high, you can ignore stuff that's just worldwide because you're not getting that one, but GCC, GCC high DoD, you pay attention to those because you're the targeted tenant for those particular items. Then the final one that we have is launched, and that means that if you are in one of the tenants to which that was intended for, you should have it in your environment by now. The final one that we have is canceled. Often we don't have any cancellations. Today we've got a whole ton of them. So we'll go over those real quickly and tell you what you're not going to get, which may be great for you. You may not be happy about it, but that's how life goes with the roadmap. So with that, we're going to go ahead and get started. Tamara, you want to kick us off?
Sure. So in development, I found a couple things that tripped my trigger, but I have to make the font larger because I am a woman of indeterminate years.
Yes, we are getting up there in years, aren't we?
Yes. Microsoft Teams connect Teams meetings to an existing planner plan. I'm excited about this. So Teams meetings automatically create a corresponding planner plan to capture meeting tasks. However, when teams use meetings as their primary collaboration surface for long-running initiatives, tasks from the same project can become scattered across multiple automatically generated plans. With this new capability, users can now connect the Teams meeting to an existing planner plan so that all related tasks across meetings can be tracked in one place. This is coming out soon, like July, but only coming out for the standard tenant. Then Access got even more love this week. Last week, Access got some love. Now it's got some more love. Rounded corners on the Access form controls and zooming for continuous forms and multiple item forms. And then the last one I want to touch on is Microsoft Teams. Save your event as a template to reuse event configurations. Cool. I spend probably, I don't know, maybe I'd say 5 hours a month setting up meetings that are all the same except for their topic. So this I'm really excited about because it is a pain in the keister to go ahead and set up that Teams meeting. Then you have to save the Teams meeting. Then you can go back into the meeting options and set up your meeting options, including co-organizer. Now, most of the meeting options you can set up without saving the meeting, so you don't have to revisit it twice. But that co-organizer, the meeting has to be saved before it'll even show you options for your co-organizer. So I'm very excited about this coming out in June, so very soon, to the standard tenant. So Tom, back to you.
And I will go ahead and pass it over to Matthew.
All right. It's a busy week for in-development items from a security perspective. Now, I had to limit the number of items I'm going to cover on this webcast because there's just too many. So if you are interested in security-related items, I do urge you to go out to the roadmap and take a look for yourself because I unfortunately just don't have time to cover all of them. We are going to start with Release is coming to the standard worldwide tenant from a Purview perspective. First one is Microsoft Purview Data Loss Prevention Enriched Audit Data for Matched Results. Microsoft is enhancing the audit results for Exchange Online DLP policy violations. It will generate records that administrators rely on for compliance monitoring, incident investigation, and policy tuning. Previously, these records only showed sensitive information type matches. With this feature release, the aim is to extend that to the sender domain, subject keywords, attachment type, or recipient information, which will allow all of this information to be visible in alerts. And something's popping up on my screen in front of my spreadsheet. Alerts and in the Activity Explorer, providing data enrichment to administrators. As I mentioned, this is coming to standard worldwide and has a June release date. Next one, also coming to standard worldwide, also with a June release date, also related to data loss prevention, but this one is count of labeled documents condition. So this release introduces a new condition for Exchange Online DLP policies. Count of labeled documents is greater than. This will allow administrators to tune their DLP policies within for Exchange Online, if there is a certain count of labeled documents that are being sent via email, you can choose to alert on that, or of course, using DLP policies, you can block that behavior if that is something you do not want your users to do. Again, that's a June release date coming to standard worldwide. Staying within standard worldwide, but moving to July release dates, we have yet two more DLP related items. The first one is data loss prevention to restrict processing external emails in Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat. This is exactly what it sounds like on the tin. Previously, Microsoft gave us the ability to restrict Copilot and Copilot Chat from processing certain types of documents with certain sensitivity labels. This is kind of an extension of that, allowing administrators to prevent external emails from being processed within Microsoft 365 Copilot and Copilot Chat. This capability extends to Microsoft 365 Copilot and agents built in Copilot Studio that are published to Microsoft 365 Copilot. That, again, has a July release date for standard worldwide. And then the last one that is coming to Purview for standard worldwide, again, we're still talking about DLP. It's the DLP show today. Granular protections for Exchange Online is available in public preview. This gives administrators fine-grained control to create DLP policies based on specific classifications or text extraction failure types, such as timeout throttling and other scan errors, rather than one blanket policy for all failure conditions. I got two more I'm going to cover. One of them is, wait for it, DLP related. But this one is coming to GCC, GCC High, and DoD with a June release date. This is the feature to allow Microsoft 365 Copilot safeguard prompts for government clouds. This will bring that functionality I just talked about, right? The ability to restrict content from being processed in Copilot based on sensitivity label to all of our government friends. As I mentioned a couple minutes ago, Standard Worldwide got this a while back. It is coming to GCC, GCC High, and DoD with a June release date. And one more, and this one's a little weird. But I picked it because I think it's interesting and a good feature, and that is Microsoft Edge Intune MAM protected downloads. And just a reminder, MAM stands for Mobile Account Management. The protected downloads feature for Intune MAM will now save downloaded files to the Documents, Microsoft Edge, Downloads folder in OneDrive. So you, as an organizational administrator for Edge, can say, I want downloads to go to this specific location instead of maybe the stock downloads folder on the device. This is a great control. I really love this idea. Again, it's coming to Edge in the standard worldwide multi-tenant with a June release date. That's all I've got for in development.
Okay, well, that leaves
Great.
me to cover everything that I had colored up here.
Yeah.
Just cherry pick. Don't do them all. I'm looking at you in that tone of voice.
Never lets me have any fun.
No, I don't.
For those of you who don't know, I am married to this woman. So Microsoft Copilot. Vision in Microsoft 365 Copilot can analyze content shared on your screen. So it's kind of nice because you can be sharing your screen, showing stuff off with a screen sharing session, and Copilot can understand what it is looking at and perhaps give you feedback on that. So that's kind of really cool in the fact that you can be asking questions about, they're showing this, what am I supposed to do with it? And Copilot may come in a meeting and go, oh, here's some decisions that you can make based on that, or questions you might want to ask. So it's nice that it's got that optical character recognition going on for some of that stuff along with images. Then we have, and I really thought you were going to take the one with Copilot and PowerPoint for government clouds, but apparently you didn't. But you're all going to get it in July.
I am so thrilled. Today, I tried to create a PowerPoint presentation with Copilot Chat. Got fed up because it looked so heinous that I went into PowerPoint, turned on Copilot in PowerPoint, and it created this beautiful thing after asking me questions in an interview style and giving me different things to pick from.
Yeah. Really cool stuff coming out in PowerPoint. The fact that they've got the Opus model, which is Anthropic's
That's what
Claude.
I used.
Yeah. It changes the game plan entirely. It is freaking awesome. Use it if you have the opportunity. Then we have Copilot People Connectors introduce people data ingestions with differentiated access control. So basically all this is saying is that you can have this people connector to go in and grab certain people attributes from external systems into access control lists, and it's going to give you the ability to pull from more than just, if it's not an M365, you don't have it. So I think that's going to help people get more value over time, which will be good. Let me go further down. There is one thing that's going to be a little interesting here, and this is SharePoint AI Overview for SharePoint News posts in the SharePoint app for Teams. So if you're in Teams, if you're using SharePoint in Teams, what you're going to be able to do is get an AI-generated audio summary of all the SharePoint news posts. If you've ever used any of the audio summaries that you have available, like in meetings and stuff like that, it's actually kind of cool because the voices are very realistic. You can do it in podcast style where you've got a man and a woman both talking back and forth to each other, and you're like, this sounds real. This sounds very, very real. So play around with that one if you have an opportunity. It should go over well. And then there's three that I'm going to lump together here. They're all Copilot Studio ones, and they all start getting into the agentic things going on here. One is supercharge your workflows with computer use. So add resilient AI-powered UI automation directly into your workflows with computer use tools. So you're going to be able to pull some of the other things you have on your computer to work with Copilot. So it's not just going to be M365 and that's it. Followed by use MCP compliant tools and agent workflows. MCP is kind of the server related standard behind the scenes that allows you to hook agents up to various things, have them interact with each other, come back and do things on your behalf, stuff like that. So that's coming out. First one was in October, second one's in June. These are all just going to standard worldwide. And then the final one is invoking agents as workflow steps with the agent node. So you can be doing a workflow and say, hey, agent time, and go out and do things and then bring that back, and there'll be less manual handoffs, faster processing times, and workflows that can handle nuanced decisions without additional development effort. So if you're getting into the whole Copilot Studio, coming up with agents and stuff like that, keep in mind they are focusing a lot on that right now. And within the next 3 to 4 months, you're going to be seeing a lot of changes in that area. So with that, Matthew, did you have anything in rolling out? I think you said you did not, correct?
I didn't, but I actually just looked at the list again, and I did find one that I want to talk about.
Then go for it.
And it is Microsoft Teams. It's not directly purview related, but I like this feature. Brand impersonation protection for Teams calling. This will allow the identification of an external user who is impersonating a brand commonly targeted by phishing attacks during their initial contact with an enterprise user via Teams calling. So the way this will work is upon an incoming Teams call, if your organization is commonly kind of a target for phishing attacks, the system will automatically try to exclude that user from contacting if there's suspicious behavior. This is rolling out this month and is coming to Teams worldwide tenants and GCC.
Tamara, do you have anything you'd like to cover?
I feel safer.
Hi, I am Microsoft. No, you are not.
I'm calling from Microsoft. Just let me in your computer. So Microsoft Teams, one that I really was interested in is delete meeting generated content in recap. So meeting organizers will now be able to delete meeting generated content, including the recording, the transcript, the AI summary, and notes through a new delete button on the recap page. But shared files in the meeting won't be deleted. They'll still be there. So that's coming out for the standard tenant, GCC, and GCC High. And then improved copy and paste support for app mentions and shared contacts. Microsoft Teams preserves the app mention and shared contacts when you copy and paste messages in chats and channels. Instead of defaulting to plain text, Teams intentionally displays an app mention, shared content, or plain text based on where the content is pasted, reducing the manual work. So this is coming out for everybody, the standard tenant, GCC, GCC High, and the DoD. What do you have, Tom?
Well, much like Matthew, I was going, well, she just took my two, so I guess I don't have anything here, but I found something.
Okay.
So, very last one in our list, improved organizations for muted in meeting chats in Microsoft Teams. And I know we've got one of these. I think we have both of these in our tenant right now. It's kind of cool. So if you're in Teams and you're organizing your chats over on the right-hand side, you now have built-in sections that you can click on called muted chats, which is on by default. So all your chats that you've had that are muted are going to show up grouped together in there. So you don't have to figure out, oh, where was that chat? Did I mute it? Did it come up somewhere else? Where is it? So that one is going on. The other one that I really like, though, is meeting chats, which is off by default. So you can collect all your meeting chats into a single section for quick access, which is really great because if you're going, oh, yeah, we had that meeting about, what was it? And you're seeing there scrolling and scrolling and scrolling because you can't remember a search term if your life depended on it. Where if you click on go ahead and show me all the meeting chats, everything that appears up in that section are chats that were associated with a meeting. Much quicker to find what you're looking for and not have to go through group chats, single chats, or anything else that's going on there. I really like this one. I just spark one tip on it. It's coming out this month if you don't already have it, and it's coming out to the entire spectrum, standard, GCC, GCC High, and DoD.
Quick thing about that muted chat section. It got dropped into my work teams last week, I think. It was all the way down at the bottom.
Oh, really?
The unified chat and channel experience in Teams, all the way down at the bottom. I actually went looking for a muted chat. I'm like, where did it go? It was hiding all the way at the bottom. So if you're trying to find your muted chats, maybe scroll all the way down to the bottom.
Okay. It's good to know because I usually keep mine in the combined one still. or the separated out ones. So
Right. Yep. So if you're in the combined experience, it might be hiding
okay.
on you.
Good to know. Thank you.
Mhm.
So let's move into launched. Matthew, what do you have?
I got one in launched. And again, I'm not directly talking about Purview, but I am talking about Purview. We're going to talk about Microsoft Edge again.
I was going to say that was basically 3 of your choices there.
Right. So new feature between Microsoft Edge and Purview DLP. Currently, admins can set DLP policies to protect sensitive data from being sent to any generative AI apps. Users get blocked from sending their prompts to the LLM when this is triggered and stops their workflow. This new add-on to the feature shows a new UI that will give users the option to be redirected to Microsoft 365 Copilot, which will open and navigate to this Microsoft 365 Copilot tab, allowing them to send their same prompts there. So this gives administrators more control, doesn't just necessarily say, no, you can't use this third-party Gen AI app, but maybe redirects the users to an approved LLM that you want your users to be using. This launched this month, and this came out to standard worldwide tenants. That's the only one I got.
Tamara.
I have one. Microsoft 365 modernize, hard word to say, access denied web experience. So Microsoft was introducing a visual refresh to the access denied web experience across Microsoft 365, where users can request access to files, sites, and meeting recordings. This updates features a modern fluent design with new illustrations, animations, and clearer messaging. Well, I can tell you I was holding my breath for more illustrations and animations. So, but is a clearer messaging to help users quickly gain confidence and seamlessly continue their collaboration.
I really love the fact this is coming out because the old access denied screen is really showing its age.
Yeah, it is.
So cool stuff there. And the only one that I had was for Copilot. Admins will be able to define rules to automate lifecycle management, agent lifecycle management. So you're going to have the ability to set up rules for various scenarios, such as auto block risky agents, auto delete inactive agents, and auto reassign ownerless agents to a manager. So that is launched, came out this month, and it's going out to the standard worldwide, much like all Copilot does. So with that, I'm just going to go cover through the canceled items really quickly. Microsoft Loop admin usage reports for Loop updated May 11th. We have decided not to move forward this change at this time, but it sounds like you might get it at a later date. Then you have Microsoft Loop user accessible recycle bin for Loop workspaces. May 14th. Yeah, you're not going to get it this time either, but they do apologize for that inconvenience. OneNote boosts productivity using voice with Copilot in OneNote Mobile on your iPhone. Update, this capability is being delivered as part of a unified multimodal capture experience in Copilot notebooks in OneNote, which combines voice images and typed notes into a single session. Please track via roadmap ID, and there's a number. They apologize for the inconvenience. That same caveat thing there applies to OneNote boosting productivity using voice in Android. Then you've got the same thing for Copilot and OneNote brings notes from video and images on Android. Guess what? It's going to do the same thing for iPhone once they get around to the new multimodal experience. Then we have generate text for a PowerPoint slide using slide content. This is Copilot. May 12th, we have decided not to move forward with this feature at this time. We apologize for that inconvenience. Then they have the generate text for a PowerPoint slide using slide content. Yeah, they're not going to give you that one either. Still May 12th and still apologizing. And the final one, it looks like the exact same wording again, along with the exact same apology at the end. So if you're wanting to generate text from a PowerPoint slide using slide content, you're going to have to wait for a while until they decide to actually roll that out.
Copy and paste apology here.
Pretty much. Oh, anything else that either of you would like to mention before we wrap it up and call it a day?
I'm
Not for
good.
me.
Cool. Well, thanks everyone for joining us. We really do appreciate it when you take that time and allow us to. Whoa, she's got pursed lips, which
thing.
means she wants to say something.
For
Because I'm
those
married
of
to
you-
her, I'm going to let her.
Thank you. For those of you who are interested in speaking at an event, Microsoft 365 Twin Cities has a call for speakers that is open. You can find that call for speakers on Microsoft Community Days. The date of the event is September 18th, 2026. It's a Friday. So come on down and share what you know.
And if you don't want to speak, but you want to come attend, you might get to see Tamara and I up on stage doing 20 tips in an hour, which promises to be a bit of
You
a
can't
laugh.
keep saying that because we haven't selected the sessions yet.
I said you
It may
may
not
be
get
able,
selected.
you
might.
may be able to see it. I did say you may be able to see it.
I will
You're
give
going
you
to
a
jinx us.
I will give you a better guarantee. If you come to M365 Twin Cities, you will get to see the three of us because we will
Yes.
all be there.
Yes, we'll be
Yes.
there.
Yes.
That's even better.
Yes.
Yes.
All
Then
right.
we're not confined to stage. We're not confined to anything, man. We can do whatever we
We're
want
free range.
all day long.
Free range.
Part of the
Oh,
tag and release program.
There
Yep.
you go. And with that, everyone, have a great week, and we will see you again next week this time. Bye, everyone.
Thanks, everyone.
I know.
Bye-bye.